It must be Tuesday. We are in the building down in Sports Talk right here, left-handed at RMJets on Twitter. It's this right now. We in the
Yes,
house.
sir.
We in the house right now, man. It's Tuesday night. I got Win Walk in the house with me. Um, Somebody's not here, and we all know who that is. YADABEAR. Salute to YADABEAR. She's on vacation, man. She's in the Dominican with her wife. I mean, well-deserved honeymoon / vacation / getaway. You know what I mean? So salute to Yada. She's gone. We gonna hold the fort down. My man Win Walker's in the house. You already know what it is. I come from this, man. So I like talking about sports, man. I got my vibe. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna be all over the place tonight. Win, don't go nowhere. Because we're gonna be all over the place tonight. You know how we do.
Yes, sir.
Time, man. Everything's popping off. The icon is in the building. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Everything is everything. The summertime vibes is rocking. Let's start off the show tonight with one of our favorite topics. You already know what it is. You know I mean? Those New York Yankees, man. Trade deadline came through. But hold up. Before we get into a thing, right? Like a month ago, before the trade deadline, we talked about what kind of moves we could be envision for our teams, myself and YADABEAR, because you rock with me with the Yankees. I said, yo, the Yankees should go get Jazz Chisholm. I didn't really hear nobody else talk about that. They talked about some other moves as far as pitching was concerned and all of this. I'm going to tell you something. The Yankees got some life injected into them now. Jazz Chisholm is that dude. All right? Get past the fact he looked like DC Young Fly. Get past that, right? Get past the fact that, you know, this dude is kind of been, when you talk about underrated, he brings speed to the lineup. He brings a little power to the lineup. He could be a 2020 guy at Yankee Stadium, 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, definitely. All right, he's already showed that he's got power. The Yankees are playing the Philadelphia Phillies right now. He's doing his thing. Don't sleep on Jazz Chisholm, man. He was on the cover of Video Game a couple years back, right? Jazz Chisholm brings life, charisma, style. I'm gonna use a word when you might have to go to the thesaurus, panache. he brings a certain a certain flavor. You know what I mean? And that the Yankees don't have. They thought they was gonna get it with Verdugo. Verdugo, and he's not built like that. He's going to contribute, but he's not going to contribute like Jazz. Jazz is contributing off the rip, right? Know what you're going to get out of him. But back to me. I'm the one that kind of said, yo, like, why can't we go get Jazz Chisholm? He could be a person at the top of the lineup. You got Jazz Chisholm, you got Soto, you got Judge, you know what I mean? When these other guys decide to come, Verdugo decides to step up, these other guys decide to step up to the plate. That lineup is crazy. So for me, I'm like, Jazz Chisholm, he brings that. He's going to, Yankee Stadium is going to love Jazz Chisholm. I'm telling you right now. Yankee Stadium is going to love him. So I think that, myself, I could be in this position of like a general manager or to call a shot because I saw that coming. He's built for Yankee Stadium, and I'm glad that the Yankees got him. We're going to talk about him more once YADABEAR gets back. Shout out to YADABEAR. The Yankees put it on the Phillies last night, 12-4. I know YADABEAR seen it. You know what I mean? Right now, the Phillies doing their thing on the Yankees right now. YADABEAR is liking that. But, two of the best teams in baseball going at it, man. At the trade deadline, not a lot really happened if you ask me, man. I mean, some moves were made. The Yankees got Jazz Chisholm, you know what I mean? Some other moves that were supposed to be made,
right?
Popping off like they were supposed to pop off. But at the end of the day, man, the Dodgers went and got Jack Flaherty, right? The Orioles added Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox. I was surprised when Randy Arozarena left Tampa Bay. Right?
Yep.
To go to Seattle. You know what I mean? And how he did it was kind of fly, man. I like, see, that's what we need in baseball, right? he had got traded. He had got traded by Tampa Bay, and he still decided to stay there and hang out. You know what I mean? He sat in the crowd, watched the game, and then after the game was over, he left, was giving it up to the fans. The fans was giving it up to him. That's how you're supposed to do it, man. You know what I mean? I think that at this point of the season right now, Tampa Bay were definitely sellers. They gave up a lot. But again, at the end of the day, man, now it's time to see who's going to win that race to October. We definitely going to be in the building for that and talk about that a little bit more. When you good?
I'm all the way good.
All right, true.
Yeah.
Check it out. What's your thoughts, real quick, man, on these NFL head coaches, man, having to do these mandatory interviews?
Yeah, the mandatory interview. What part of the game is that? That's just money spent for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Some of these coaches don't even know what they're gonna be talking about. They don't know their teams like that.
Jazz Chisholm just hit another home run.
Hey,
we got Jazz. We got
who got the Jazz? We New York.
Let's go, baby.
New York.
I called that. Chisholm to the game. I'm gonna stay on that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But
you can't do that. Mace, you can't do that either.
Well, you know, the NFL head coaches, they trying to hold them accountable, I guess, for how they're gonna coach and what they're doing week by week, time by time, you know, just like they hold the players. Like, you know, the players have to do the interviews. I remember back in, I guess it was 2016 when they made my man from Seattle want to talk, and he said he's just gonna say enough, you know, just to get past it. Mr. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. I didn't want to.
Yeah, that 30 for 30 is gonna be crazy whenever it does try to come out.
And he, you know, he wasn't defiant, but he was defiant.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't own me. You can't make me go and say something at a press conference. But this is going to hold, you know, most of those coaches accountable. We'll leave it at that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, man. To me, it's much ado about nothing. I think that they interview coaches enough as it is because they're headed into the locker room at halftime, trying to get the game plan together. They only got so much time to get together. They're already stopping them, and they're real short with their answers. They don't want to give away anything. And but you know what, though, Win, on the other side of that, we're in the era of the technology era. These fans don't understand the concept of just letting some things be. They want to be involved in everything. They want to be involved in every aspect of the game. So in-game interviews was bound to happen because look what they're doing in baseball. They're doing in-game interviews while the dudes are out in the field.
Yeah, with the managers.
So you know what I mean?
With the managers and the players.
And everybody, you know what I'm saying?
And so everybody, even the umpire getting
some coaches, man, might feel like, you know, like maybe for example, the McCormick guy, you know what I mean? That, you know, and a couple of other guys might feel like this is the thing, you know what I mean? Because people want to feel close to their team. They want to know, they want to feel like a part of it. They want to be inside, you know. And I just think it was much ado about nothing. They're making it mandatory now. You know what I mean? One, you know, each half has to, you know, talk about what they're doing. But what are you going to talk about to a head coach during the game when he's focused on the next play?
Yes,
be it offense, defense, or whatever. He's focused on that. What do you want to talk about?
What color is the shoes y'all gonna come out next half? You know,
making it like it's a mandatory thing. I get it. You know what I mean? Because you know they paying a lot to the NFL. These networks, they want as much access as, you know, humanly possible. They're already in the locker room, Win Walker.
Well, you know what?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm thinking?
They're already at training camp. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, having the head coaches do it kind of like makes them, you know, make people feel like the average fan or whatever, or maybe a diehard fan feels like he's that much closer to the game because the you know, you have a head coach that's actually speaking, within the game as the game is going on. So I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of the times, man, they be doing too much. But again, it's all in
It's
trying
more
to.
like that Pro Bowl effect. How they used to mic them up, everybody
That's
at the
the
Pro
special game,
Bowl.
man. We talk about the regular season. You don't
Yeah,
have.
but I'm saying they trying to put the Pro Bowl effect on every game. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's crazy.
That's that's what I
That,
get from it.
that's not it right there, man. But at the end of the day, man, we got fight weekend coming up, man.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Got Terrence Crawford doing his thing, man. And I think that it's about time, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be I think a good event. The card is pretty decent, right?
I
You
like
got
Ruiz.
maybe you got Pitbull on the card. So I like this card. But a lot of people are talking about this Madrimov guy. Like, he's supposed to be, on some more like, Gennady Golovkin. You know what I mean? He's all, power. He's got a lot of power. He's an action guy. Terrence Crawford hasn't been in the ring since he gave Earl Spence the business. And he gave him the business. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that Crawford needs some work. You know what I mean? And this is one of his things. And I think that the Saudis, this relay season thing, they putting up the bread. You know what I mean? How can you say no? And
And he's one of theirs. So
yeah,
hey,
it is what it is. You was talking about the rest of the card. You said you like that Ruiz and Big Baby Miller fight.
yes, I like Ruiz in that fight. I do.
You say you like Ruiz?
Yeah, I think Ruiz gonna come out on top on that one.
Why you say that?
He just the last fight I seen Ruiz in. This is before the other fight. He showed me some stuff. He got that stamina. He got that little something about him. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's up and coming. You know what I'm saying? He gonna
Well,
pop out that
Ruiz?
shell. I'm saying
Ruiz?
I know he's old, but he's gonna pop out that shell. He reinvented himself. That's what I'm saying. He got a new type little fight style that I like.
He beat Anthony Joshua, right?
Yeah,
Title, then got a little sloppy with it. You know what I mean? Because he got the title and he did what he needed to do. He won his most recent fight almost 2 years ago against Luis Ortiz by unanimous decision.
right. But I seen him in a sparring little sparring thing. That they when they be having the boxing, the little individual things, and he done changed the style. He got a couple people in his corner. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna do all right.
All right, I hear you. You got Pitbull is on this card too. Isaac Cruz against Jose Valenzuela for a junior welterweight title fight. What's your thoughts on that fight? For me, I think he's gonna have to, do his thing, man. This is gonna be an all Mexican fight, so it's gonna be all action.
It's gonna be all
Yeah,
boy.
all action, man. You know what I mean? So and Isaac Cruz, if he wants to stay on that trajectory, man, is being one of those guys, man. I think that he's gonna have to put on a good performance. But I think Valenzuela is coming to fight. And
Right.
again, I think his last fight was in December where he knocked out like Colbert, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, this is gonna be an interesting card, man. You got Big Baby Miller on the card. You know what I mean? You got Anderson on the card. You know what I mean? Against Martin Bakula, that's a heavyweight fight. So again, man, this card is pretty decent, but
But Crawford.
79.99 decent. I don't know.
Hey, but Crawford, this is where you show and improve, brother. This is where you show and improve.
Well, I mean, in regards to what? Just getting some work? Because again, this Madrimov dude, he's supposed to be that guy that may be able to give Crawford some trouble. But we've heard that before. We've seen that before. You know what I mean? We thought we was gonna see it with Spence. You know what I mean? And we didn't. So for me, I'm not, I'm saying that Terrence Crawford, needs to come out.
I know what you want. You want Tank and Crawford. I know what you want.
To me, that's a pipe dream. I would rather see that. That's a pipe. Tank and Crawford would be that would be that's a pipe dream. But I think that if we could do Shakur and Tank, then we would be saying something. You know what I mean? In a way, and Crawford. In a way, Crawford would be interesting to me. But yeah, man, that's where we at, man. We down in Sports Talk. We in the building, man. I got Win Walk in the house with me. YADABEAR is on vacation, and you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. We are in the building. We're gonna talk a little football right now, man. We talked about the NFL head coaches and the mandatory interviews and stuff like that. In regards to them, disseminating information, I just feel like a lot of things, shouldn't be said. If you're losing 35-0, don't come in my face with a microphone asking me how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. First of all, because you already know how I feel. I'm losing 35-0. Second of all, all we need, we need to come back. What we need to do is come back. By any means necessary.
Right.
And really don't ask me that. So I wanted to ask Windwalker what he thought that Mike Tomlin would, how he would think or how he would feel about. Because he's pretty good with the interviews, but now they're putting it down on them that they're mandatory. Like you have to do it now.
He's going to talk about it in a roundabout way. He's going to take them in circles. He's going to do it in an intelligent, roundabout way and take them in circles. That's Mike Tomlin. He's crafty. And you know what else? I think that he'll do it in a way that makes people feel like this is Mo Bull. He's going to be articulate and express exactly how the other coaches feel. The real coaches. Not the people that they just put in positions. The real coaches. Because you don't want to give up nothing. You don't want to talk about injuries. You don't want to talk about who's starting or what's what or nothing. You want to keep the other team in the dark as much as possible because any advantage is an advantage.
Right. That's right.
And so that's where I'm. His interviews, if he flies with this, his interviews are going to be something that you wouldn't even believe that he would be talking about. I'm just keeping it real. And everybody gonna pick up on it.
I mean, as far as that's concerned, I think, like you said, they don't want to, give away too much of a particular game plan or anything like that. But they also want to kind of keep people involved. You know what I mean? So like you said, they'll talk about it, but they'll talk about it in a roundabout way where they'll get their point across. If you know what they're talking about, then you would get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where we're coming from. But I mean, like look at Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach Todd Bowles. I think he's more of a alleged defensive mind. So when we're behind in the game, he's going to give the coach speak. He's going to be like, we're going to do what we need to do to improve on this part and this part. He's not going to name any individuals if that's what they're looking for. I don't think they're going to do that. So like you said, they're going to measure their speech. Yeah, they're going to measure their speech in a way that it's going to be effective to the audience, the viewing audience. You know what I mean? But it'll be a bunch of nonsense. Not nonsense in the way that it's silly. It's just nonsense. I think they got to get the interview done and then get back to the locker room. So that's what I feel about that, man. So what's your thoughts regards to your Steelers and how what you think they're going to do in the 2024 season? Because training camp is open already. I heard that Russell Wilson is hurt. Man, what's going on?
I think that might be just a media post. He's hurt a little worn. But Thursday is the Hall of Fame game, I believe, Chicago and somebody. So Chicago and Houston. My man Fields, his former team, he'll be watching. You know what I'm saying? Let's get ready to play. You still got 3 games for preseason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, Russell be ready by game one. Game one will be ready. Let's go.
Man, listen. I think y'all in for a long season. Y'all, yeah, I think that the Bengals are going to be better, right? The Browns are going to be, they're going to be a tad bit better. The Ravens is coming for all y'all throats, and that's just my opinion. I think Russell Wilson is not going to play 17 games. I think Justin Fields is going to play, more than his share, if you ask me. And I don't know, man, how that's going to play, especially if Justin Fields is playing better than Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Because Russell Wilson got he didn't get paid a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but he's making a lot of money. You know what I mean? And Justin Fields is trying to resurrect his career. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do in that instance? So it's going to be interesting to see that. As far as my Buccaneers are concerned, man, I just think we just have to, be the best team in the NFC South. And then, we'll see what happens from there. I mean, again, we don't have to really dominate and step on every team's neck because the teams in our division are not really that much better than us. Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina Panthers. Come on, son.
Yeah, y'all got it.
You know what I mean? Like we can compete in that division, and I'm not talking about 9 and 8.
Yeah, I see y'all. I see y'all.
Why can't we win double digit games? We saw. We gave Baker Mayfield.
I see y'all. I see y'all at 12. I see y'all at 12.
I don't know about 12 because the way we play, man. I don't even trust us to do that, man. If we can get to 10 and 7, I'll be happy with that. Because again, we play games every year that we should win, right? And
did you lose?
And stuff like that. I want to see a change in that. That's what I would like to see as far as Buccaneers are concerned. Stop getting it so dramatic. Every Buccaneer game goes down to the last minute. You could be losing 24-0 in the first quarter. Come back to the game, it's like 34-31 with 2 minutes to go. Like, how did that happen? You know what I mean? So again, I'm just looking for Tampa Bay to be a little bit more dominant, man. Tristan Wirfs, they still didn't get their deal together with him, the offensive lineman. So they have him on limited duty. So at least he's still out there on the field, but he's not taking reps where something might possibly happen or whatever. So I like that.
Correct.
So again, man, like Wynn said, Thursday night it sets off, man.
Yeah. But I will put this out there.
Caleb Williams is not playing.
Yeah, I heard that. Hey, I got one tidbit and tad bit. What about them boys? What about them boys? CD Lamb still hasn't reported.
Why are you even discussing that?
Because I hate the Cowboys.
It's Cowboys' problem.
Yeah, I hate the Cowboys. Come on, man. I'm a Steeler fan for real. What?
Your slate. Your slate, you hear you, man.
Yeah, man.
Over here, Steeler fans over here, salute.
Salute.
Yeah, man. I feel like this football season is gonna be very, very interesting. Caleb Williams not starting in the first preseason game, not really a big thing to me because again, how much time is he gonna really get anyway? You know what I mean? He was gonna play a series 2, you know what I mean, and sit down. But again, I want to see for myself because when I watched him at USC, he was all right. He did some things, but he also I think this last season that he played at USC was the worst. Not that he was bad, but I just seen some bad things.
He was pretty cool at Oklahoma. He was all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So again, we're going. He's an NFL quarterback now, and we're going to see C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. I think they're everybody's kind of like favorite to kind of like go. I think they're definitely going to take a step further than they did last season when they lost to Baltimore in the playoffs. C.J. Stroud, the exceptional rookie season, man. He's what they thought Bryce Young was going to be in Carolina.
Mm-hmm, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And, they've added on crazy down there in Houston, man. So again, to me on paper, they look like they should be running the South. But the Indianapolis Colts may have something to say about that. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence has got his bread. You know what I mean? So again, that division is going to be crazy. So when you talk about the NFL, man, this season is going to be really, really crazy. We're going to be here to talk about it, man. All right. And of course, we're going to do our picks like we do every year. All right. Everything is everything. So make sure you rock out with us in the After Further Review group on Facebook, man. We in the building. But yeah, man, when you talk about, the football season, man, I was telling my man the other day, I was like, yo, when it comes to college football, I'm lost.
Bananas.
I'm lost.
Bananas.
I don't know who's where.
The Big Ten.
What SEC. What, I don't know. I don't know nothing, man. And I feel like I have to do a lot of homework as far as that's concerned. Teams that you're used to seeing in conferences, like, they're not there no more.
Boy.
What the hell is this? Like, so again,
the Pac-12 is disbanded.
Yeah. Like the Pac-12 too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things. It's a new day in college football. It's a new day in college athletics. So you're gonna definitely see some matchups, especially in college football and especially in college basketball. And this will be twice because you play home and away. So those different conference matchups are gonna be crazy in college basketball. So again,
I'm looking at the travel time.
I mean,
USC is in the Big Ten. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You live in California.
But they play. Now they can play Michigan.
And Michigan. Wait,
and Ohio State.
Ohio State.
And
come
Maryland,
on, Michigan State and Maryland. Come on,
Illinois.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Again, man. That's what that is, man. We're in the building. Can we talk about something? We're gonna diverse a little bit. Shout out to my man Diverse to Staten Island. Diverse the first, you already know. We on Down in Sports Talk, man. And this is the platform that we talk sports on, but this is the platform that we talk on. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff, man. And I just kind of like figured that today would be a good time to kind of like expound on it a little bit. Like I went walk in the house with me. We're gonna talk a little hip hop, specifically Puerto Ricans in hip hop. Now, for me, I go back, right? And I already know, and I'm gonna preface this with, we know that Puerto Ricans did not start hip hop. It had nothing to do with the
where did that ever come from?
Hold on. But they was there. You know what I mean? And for me, the conversation that I got, that people were saying that they had nothing to do with it and this and that and the third, I don't know. They had a lot to do with it, but as far as the building of it, the creation of it, nah. So where does it get misconstrued at? Why don't people understand that? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that they were definitely there. Shout out to Ruby D. Shout out to Me Machine. Rest in peace, Pumpkin. Rest in peace, Tape Master. Shout out to King Fable. Rocksteady Crew. Shout out, you know what I mean? Shout out to
Rocksteady Crew.
Public Enemy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tito, Fearless 4. Like, come on, yo. Like, for real. Like, you can't front on that.
No.
And hold up, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? The real Roxanne, not Roxanne Shante, the real Roxanne. Salute. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot that was there that helped, but did not bang the nail in the wall, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I don't get where the confusion is, man. You know what I mean? Because I was hearing people say they ain't had nothing, they didn't do nothing, they didn't make no records, they didn't make no music, they didn't do no.
They part of the building blocks.
That ain't the case at all. You know what I mean? And salute to my man Charlie Chase, the big homie Charlie Chase. You know what I mean? Cold Crush Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like again, man, it's so much influence and creativity that they brought to the game that I don't think that it should be excluded. But it definitely isn't where they said, okay, yeah, we were part of it when it first started. I don't know about all that. I can't speak to that. But they definitely were in the game, still part of the game. And again, the big confusion is about nothing to me. And I just want to know what your thoughts was about that, Win Walker.
Like I said, where did that come from? Where did they come from? They are part of the building blocks of this whole thing. It's all a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? From the Rocksteady crew and everybody you name, it was all part of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't put your finger on that one point except DJ Cool Herc. That's that one point. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can put your finger on the pulse of it. You know what I'm saying? But after that, hey, everybody was doing their own thing. They had their own movement within the movement. You know what I'm saying? And they were part of that. It's just like me being from the West Coast. I'm send your emails to me. Yeah, I'm a West Coast rapper, West Coast loving, all of that. But hip hop started in the East, and that's the bottom line. It started in the East, for real. I learned it from the East. Yes, I did.
Yo, but I just wanted to say that, man. I just didn't really get where the big discrepancy was coming in from, and where people was kind of like going back and forth about who did what and who did this and who did the third. Um, this is something that we kind of like are at fault, and I'm not gonna say we because I'm not part of that part of the game that let everybody in. Once it became all inclusive, it was over with. Once you let anybody into this game, it was over with. They try to monopolize the game. They try to terrorize the game. They try to kind of like scrutinize the game, turn everybody inside out against each other.
Right, 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 right.
Once it became all inclusive, and the money blinded a lot of people. But we won't get into that. But all I'm saying right now, the topic of discussion is, they were in the game, absolutely part of the game, but they didn't help invent the game. The game was invented by us. You know what I mean? The game was definitely invented by us, absolutely. But were they there? Absolutely.
Yeah, they like I said, they part of the building blocks. The blocks, once you build a foundation, you got to have some blocks to build a house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it takes all kind of blocks, cinder blocks, regular blocks, bricks, mortar. Let's get it. Right. Let's keep it real.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, and man. Just like, so we in the building, we walkers in the house talking about building blocks, Lego blocks.
Blocks. like 50 years of hip hop. It wasn't. Hey, it was a conglomerate of people that was there at the 50 years of hip hop.
You just touched on something. Yo. Like August 11th is coming up.
Here we go. A year later.
Who's having a 51st anniversary hip hop party?
Yeah.
Like I, you know what I'm saying? Like people was going crazy last year. 50th hip hop this, 50th hip hop that, 50th hip hop the third. Who's having a 51st anniversary hip hop party? You know what I mean? Like that's just something that I just wanted to put out there, man. But we're in the building, man. Myself, left-handed at RM Deso on Twitter, which is this right now, and this guy over here, MC Win Walker.
Yo,
pulling down. What's your thoughts as far as USA basketball is concerned, man? Where we at?
Man, they still ain't showed me nothing. I'm just keeping it real. They got to show me something, man. Yeah, they won. What was that? 112 to 87.
Yeah,
112 to 87. Man, that 112 to 87. Come on, man. That's Serbia. Okay. Come on, Kevin Durant. The Kevin Durant show.
Next. Yeah, they got South Sudan next.
Yeah,
that's the team that they beat. LeBron
by
hit
one.
Yeah.
They beat by one. Yeah.
That's gonna be a different atmosphere. That's gonna be a different atmosphere.
What? Well, I like USA basketball. The women, they show and improve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of Japan.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of them. They on their way. They on their way to number 8, number 8 in a row. Number 8. Right. But here's not to take it off of real basketball. Today I watched that 3-on-3. I did not understand that.
Talk about it.
I didn't understand it.
Mm.
And it's the first person to 21. Is it make it, take it, or is it okay? You hit, then I run and take the ball out, or you got to go behind the line? I didn't really understand that. And then no coaches can be there. You can't be coached. Once the game started, it's 12 seconds to play. It was really weird. But the USA women, I watched them and they lost to New
Lost to
Zealand.
Germany, right?
Germany, yeah,
You lost
Germany.
to
That's who
Germany.
they lost to. Germany. And you get 2 points for a three and 1 point for a regular goal. It was just weird. It was weird to me. Yeah. And also,
But black.
you know, I think that they need they never went past the when they played. Once you pass the ball, you got to pass it back off to somebody else. You couldn't dribble drive really and do what you had to do.
Right. Yeah, man. So the 3-on-3 thing, hey, they got breakdancing, skateboarding, you know what I mean? Like this is just crazy. But when you talk about the USA basketball team, man, I mean, why are you making comparisons to the dream team? Right? Get the job done first, and then maybe you could have a conversation. We already know what the answer is, but y'all want to put yourself in that. Like they're so in a rush to put themselves in that same pantheon against these legends. You know what I mean? That went and stomped out everybody that they played. You know what I
Stomp.
mean? And again, that was back then, and they're still talking about that team now today. And they're still trying to chase that ghost of that team. And to me, that's kind of messed up. And that's going to take you away from the purpose because as you go along, these other teams, that USA team, the Barclays and the Mullins and the Patrick Ewings and Michael Jordans and them, they were stomping them dudes out.
Yeah.
This team is not stomping nobody out.
I mean, by 30 and 30, 20,
Yeah,
20, 30 points.
yes, yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So, I mean, again, why, in their right mind, are they comparing themselves to a team that is, a legendary beyond legendary because it had legends beyond legends, beyond legends, beyond legends on that squad?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else. When they had the dream team, it was equally distributed 30 30. It was like three or four players with 30, three or four players with with this or that, rebounds or this and that. On this, it's like, okay, like I said before, if we teammates, I'm gonna pass you the ball, and you pass me the ball, and we'll get these stats. you know, they trying to jail, but it's not. They still ain't showed me nothing. The females are more of a jail than the men. I'm gonna put it like that.
Um, for me, I just think that when you talk about this team, it's a team full of superstars. They're going to play like the superstars that they are. Durant's not there to pass the ball. Durant's there to knock down threes, right? Anthony Davis is there to, provide some defense. LeBron is there to, be the guy that everybody looks forward to and shakes their boots when they see him. Tatum and like Devin Booker are the new guys that, like getting that familiar to that surrounding situations. I mean? Drew Holiday is the champion. You know what I mean? He's coming in and bringing some, some pedigree to the table. Um, that's a dope mix. But when you got to play the Joker, you got to play Wembayama, you got to play Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I mean? You got to play Spain, you got to play Canada. You know what I mean? Those teams,
Oh
yeah, those
man,
teams aren't slouches. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to bring your best foot forward and get that team mentality instead of, oh, okay, I'm this guy. This is my name. So because my name carries some weight, I think I'm gonna go out here and rock these guys for 20 and 12. It's not gonna happen like that. And Steve Kerr is gonna have to coach. You know what I mean? And not worry about if Halliburton doesn't get into the game or he doesn't get his name called, you play according to the situation. Because
Right.
everybody's not gonna get burned every night.
Right.
The bottom line is that you're supposed to produce. Let me talk to these cats for a second, Win Walker. The bottom line is that is you're supposed to produce, right? So if your name is so and so, or if your name is Spick and Span, nobody cares about that. They want you to bring home the gold medal. They want you to do what you do, and they watch you on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. You know what I mean? Shout out to Inside the NBA. I feel like a lot of you cats just think that you're gonna get this Olympic gold medal on the strength of who you are. You know what I mean? Of course, at the end of the day, when the deal is done, it's going to be because y'all ride LeBron's coattails. That's what it's going to be about. I'm telling you right now. Once that gold medal is won and it's achieved, it ain't going to be about Anthony Edwards. It ain't going to be about Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be about Drew Holiday. It definitely ain't going to be about Tyrese Halliburton. It ain't going to be about Jason Tatum. It's going to be about LeBron. I'm telling you. Right? But we know that. So the fact of the matter, it remains that this game is going to be very interesting against South Sudan. Again, they barely escaped when they played them earlier. It took LeBron James being a hero as he is, as he deserves to be. You know what I mean? Flag bearer and the whole nine. Not mad at it. But the Sudan team, when you talk about a team that's has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Everything. This is what it is right here. This is the Jamaican bobsled team against the Norwegians, right? So again, does the stench, and for lack of a better term, of that narrow escape hang over the USA team, and they want to go out here and show these cats really what it is? And what does that mean? 35-point win, 40-point win? Or do they go out here and play these guys, with the expectation and the respect that they deserve, man? Because the NBA, LeBron created these guys. These guys idolize the guys that they're going up against, right? And they're coming to win. They beat Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has some NBA stars on their team. Sure did. Jose Alvarez and all that. So in their mind, why can't they go out and represent? And what I mean by represent is what they did in the preliminaries. They represented. Nobody saw that. It was 43-point underdogs. That's football numbers. They was 43-point underdogs. And they had the lead in the game with a minute left. They was winning. Like, for real. So I'm interested to see how the USA basketball team comes back from this, because they're going to remember it. Absolutely. They're going to remember it. So I'm interested to see how, Sudan, if they can just go out and play, or they're going to, be a little, they don't have to be tight. They have no reason to be tight. They've already won a game. Go out there and play loose. No expectations. And play the game and just see what happens. You know what I mean? As far as the women are concerned, the women got this thing and gone, son. The women got it and gone. They don't care who you bring, who you got on your team.
Yeah.
Whoever. They don't care who it is.
Let's get it.
And I'm not mad at that. Before we get off of that, we stay on that. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, man. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, man.
Yes.
5-division champion. She went in there and beat the brakes off of whoever that lady was, the champion. Used to be.
She got
champion.
5 belts. 5 belts.
Man. So she's like bring the pain. She's with the ish. You know what I mean? The sugar honey iced tea. She's with it. You know what I mean? So shout out to her. I would be remiss, and we would be remiss over here if we didn't give a shout out, and YADABEAR would get at me. So absolutely salute and shout out to Clarissa Shields, man. But yeah, the USA women doing their thing. The 3-on-3 thing win. I haven't got a chance to peep that. You know what I mean? Is crazy. It seems like it's crazy. Again, you can't just show up. You can't. You're gonna have to play the game.
You gotta play the game.
Definitely play the game.
Um, also,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
also today, the women's rugby, that was
Okay.
weird, and I watched that, and it was weird. We lost to the Netherlands, 24-12, I believe it
What
was.
else? What else is new?
Hey, them women look tough, boy. They had muscles that I ain't got. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
might need to check some Adam's apples. Send your comments to him.
Send to me. Send to
But
me.
yeah,
I ain't gonna do nothing but look at them and using them to as basketballs. We in the building, man. Down in Sports Talk, man. Windwalkers in the house with me. 45 minutes in, about 15 minutes to go. YADABEAR is on vacation, making it do what it do. Shout out to
yeah,
you.
yep.
Listen, man. We're gonna do what we do, man. Let's get down on it early, Windwalker. What you getting down on this week, man?
Man, I'm finna get down on this,
Hey,
man.
hey, take your time.
All right, I'm finna get down on the fact that people are not open minded about Snoop carrying the Olympic torch.
Mm.
It was a lot of great things said about it, but it was a lot of flack, you know. And then when the reporters asked him to do the crip walk, you know what I'm saying? He did it. You know, everybody and the people of France were asking him to do the crip walk. You know, you got to have an open mind because that country, even from days of old, in the art field, in the way that they do things, they were more liberal. They were more free. You know what I'm saying? They accept more. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and don't get me wrong. You know, you represent the United States. Maybe the United States public, John Q. public, didn't like it, but me as an individual of urban ethnicity, I loved it because the torch has changed itself. I remember the torch used to be this little torch, like a bearer, a torch bearer. Now it's like an obelisk. It looked like excuse my French, it looked like a blunt of weed. I'm gonna keep it real. And he was walking with it, and then they lit it to the other one, and they lit it to the other one. That's like they was pass the Dutchie to the left hand side. I'm just keeping it real. And it brought flavor. It brought more happiness to it wasn't as boring. You know what I'm saying? And this Olympics has been more liberal. They letting them wear their LGBT flags and colors and talk about it. They in different sports and people that's in the sport that's in the Olympics. They're letting them, bring it to the forefront. Uh, like I said, this is a different type of Olympics, and Paris has always been on the forefront of letting people be artistic, show their their open mindedness. That's what Paris has done with this.
We.
Oui, bonjour, bonjour, monsieur.
Yeah, man.
And that was what I want to get down on.
I what am I going to get down on? I'm getting down on the officials, referees, umpires who are scared for their lives right now. Not their physical lives, their financial lives. Because the robot umpires are coming. And when the robot umpires get here, a lot of people gonna be glad, a lot of people gonna be upset, but you did it to yourself. With these lazy calls, try to make yourself part of the game. You're bigger than the game. As soon as somebody says something to you, throw them out the game, all of that, right? On top of the fact that your calls do not be consistent. We've had so many umpires get, I don't want to say chastised, that's the wrong word, get screamed on because of your bad calls. And the calls are bad. They're sitting 60 feet away from you in the dugout. We're watching it on television, and we can tell you that they're bad calls. But you're above reproach. Even NBA, don't get me started. The NFL, you too. College football referees, you too. Don't listen. Send the emails to this guy over here. The women referees, that Final Four 2 years ago. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That game could have used some robot officials. So when you talk about making the game more technology and technically driven, I'm with it, because the cats that we got now is not doing their job. They're not. How are we gonna have an NBA game where we see everything that's going on, and then you're gonna tell us after the game is over that you made a mistake? And this is a thing in the NBA. The 2-minute report. This is the thing. How did that become a thing? Why do we have to depend on a report from what we've seen already and what we already know? These referees are making themselves look foolish. You got all these cameras, still can't catch the right angle. That amazes me too. You got 50 different cameras from 50 different angles, and still it's a play in the game that the camera can't get. How does that? It boggles the mind, yo. Are we going to have mistakes and error with the robot umpires? I don't know. I don't think so. But they going to call it by the book? Absolutely. What's a strike to you may not be a strike to them. And what you going to do? Yell at it? Look crazy? Yelling at an inanimate object? You're going to miss the umpires, ain't you?
Yeah.
I'm just bugging out right now. But for real, if the umpires was on top of their game, we wouldn't even need it. And the robot umpires are being used and utilized right now in AAA. And when they usually test something in AAA, they're testing it to see how it's
coming.
Play in the major leagues. Absolutely.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know what I'm saying? So again, the robot umpires, y'all did it to yourself. I remember a game, rest in peace, Eric Gregg. He was an umpire. And this dude, he was calling, it was a playoff game. I think it was the Marlins and the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, long time ago. This dude was calling the game like he had somewhere to be at. Everything was a strike. Ball was like 3 feet outside. It was a strike. Like, what the hell is this? And I mean, it's Angel Hernandez. You get your umpires sometimes have bad calls. The Jim Joyce call with the homie from the Detroit Tigers had the perfect game, and he called the dude safe when he was out. Oh, man. Like, what do you do? Now, the robot umpire would have called him out. And we would have had that discussion about somebody making a bad call. And a perfect game went off him. He was 1 out away. Perfect game. He took that away from him. That's the difference. That's the human element. That's the part I got to get down on.
Human
element.
I want to concur with everything you said, because I think a lot of these umpires getting paid under the table. For real. For real.
But then,
you can't play a robot.
Yeah. I mean,
give it some more gigabytes.
They play themselves out of position. And again, I hate to look at it like that, but hey, facts be facts, be facts, be facts, be facts. You know what I mean? And you can't run away from them. And they're indisputable, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like they put themselves in this predicament, man. We have to get these calls right, man, instead of having to apologize after the fact.
One more little get down on it footnote. This is away from what you're talking about. We were talking about the Olympics and these new sports that they put in. The breakdancing, okay?
Right,
This is
right.
where I'm bewildered at. And I got to speak on this. Who are the judges going to be in the breakdancing category? Are they going to be old breakdancers? Each country has their own breakdance legend, or is it going to be, you know, some people that teach dance class? See, breakdancing is an art form, and if you haven't been a breakdancer, how are you gonna judge the moves? The difficulty of the move. Is you gonna have some people from the Rocksteady crew come judge? You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna have the pop lockers from LA watching a couple of them to judge?
Yo,
Uh,
yo, not to cut your wisdom, but to cut your wisdom, yo. Have you seen the breakdancing competition?
no.
Oh my gosh. Then Windwalker is going to have an apology on the next show regarding his discussion on
I'm talking about the judges.
breakdancing. Yo, son, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised when they was playing the beats. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But again, to your point, my guy, who are the judges going to be? And again, please don't get it twisted. Japan, Switzerland, serious, man. And listen, they make legs and them kind of rethink their situation
But I
because these
always,
cats
I always,
are
I always
packed.
knew Japan. I always knew
Yeah,
Japan.
man, they go
I
hard body
always,
karate,
yeah,
yo.
yeah,
I was watching
yeah.
it. I was like, oh, I was
But
like,
I'm saying the
yeah,
judges, will they be
that's
all from
right.
where?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't know, man, but
how
that's
you,
gonna be.
how you gonna get
I was always curious to see, or curious to find out, like what kind of, what were they gonna be breakdancing to? What are they gonna be rocking off of? You know what I mean? But they
right?
rocking off. I heard Planet Rock. I was like, okay. This
Yeah,
is
but see, like in gymnastics,
not mad at
you
it at all.
you like in gymnastics, you got 10 judges, and you round out the scores and you average out the scores. So you're gonna have 10 different judges on the break dance from 10 different countries.
I don't
You
know.
see what I'm saying? That's
They're
where I'm
gonna
that's
have
where
to
I'm coming from.
do two at a time because it's like a battle. They go back and
Yeah.
forth. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
Yo, we in the
yeah.
building, man. We're about to get up out of here, man. All right, another one knocked down.
Hmm.
The next show we're gonna take a week. We're gonna take next week off. Right. The next show is going to be on somebody's birthday. We
Hmm.
ain't gonna say no names. All
Hmm.
right. Tuesday, August 13th. You already
Hmm.
know what it is. Yada Bear
Hmm.
should be back. Everybody should be refreshed. We're gonna talk some football. We're gonna get it cracking. We're gonna hear about Yada Bear's trip. I might, drink a little something. You know what I mean? We might, eat a little salad. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get it in, man. So next week we off. All right. But we will be back on August 13th with the birthday show and the return of Yada Bear. So be easy, do what y'all do. Left-handed right here at RM Desk on Twitter. Right there. Get this guy right here. MC
Yo,
Winwalk for the
yo,
icons in the building. You already know what it is. And
yo.
we'll holler at y'all next week. Same time, same channel. Peace. Don't go nowhere, man. And we are out. Yada Bear. Peace. I said peace, man. Go. Get out of here.